Okay. So, dear friends, we are discussing the fourth chapter of Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. And in the last class, we had a discussion on these three sutras. Karma, Shukla, Ashukla, Akrishna, Yoginaha, Trividham, Itaresham. You all understand that now? And whether the karma is black or white or gray, yogi is a different kind, does a different kind of a karma. He doesn't have the vipaka. But those who are doing the karma with kleshas, who are not in a state of samadhi, these people have these karmas processed as vipaka. And then based on what is the vipaka of that particular karma, those kind of gunas are attracted in the life. And the gunas that are attracted in the life, according to that, the vasanas develop in the heart. My vasanas, my desires draw me towards particular set of gunas, which actually have manifested because of my past karma. Correct? Any doubt? No. Then Patanjali says in the next sutra that jati desh kal avyavahitanam api anantaryam. And these, my karmas, are drawing the gunas in my life. Those gunas are attracting desires in my heart. These gunas that are getting drawn, they are not obstructed by space, time, or jati, or what kind of birth or body I have. So example I gave you is that the karma phala is always in the form of jati, ayu, and bhoga. Which body will I get? How long will that body last? And when I have that body, what kind of experiences I am going to face? This is decided by the gunas. You understand? So he says that even if there is a variation of jati, it means that there have been many lives where we have had different bodies. And there are certain vasanas which belong to different body. It doesn't belong to this body. But that will not obstruct the manifestation of that vasana, because if the gunas that are around me are drawing that particular vasana, the vasana can come from any of the past life. Desha means in which state or in which place I manifested those particular gunas. Vasanas, it is not obstructed by whether those vasanas will be obstructed because I belong to a different space now. It will come. Similarly, no matter how many years ago that has happened, it would have happened millions of years ago also. We were all, according to yogic understanding, we are all ancient beings. We have gone through different jatis, it means different kind of bodies, from microbes to plants to animals to Homo neanderthals to present Homo sapiens. We have evolved through different things, and it is not in a progressive manner. Depending on the karma, you can get any jati and again rotate around. And now, luckily, we have come to this kind of a body where we can discuss about the phenomena of evolution. So, jati desha kal vyavahita nam api anantaryam. Even if separated by jati, desha, or kala, that vasana can manifest. Why? Because there is an uninterrupted sequence of these samskaras in the same way as it is for the smriti. Smriti and samskara behave or manifest in a similar pattern, eka rupatvat. How does your memory work? How does your memory work? we feel a continuity of memory, right? Do we feel or not? Continuity of memory is felt in the same way, like I am presently in Bangalore. Okay, last year I was in US. Correct? Now, if any instance in the Bangalore is similar to an instance that happened with me in US, correct? As soon as that instance comes, instantaneously that memory will be drawn in my mind. Correct? Will it be obstructed because no, that thing happened in the US, this is happening in the Bangalore, so it should not manifest. It is not like that. So space will not be able to obstruct the arousal of the memory in my mind if there is a cue in the environment which arouses that memory. Correct? In the same way, time also. Something that has happened to me 10 years before, or when I was a small child. Now, if I face a similar scenario, suddenly a reaction of fear comes in me, some images come into my mind. So does the time become an obstruction? We generally have an idea that, okay, time के साथ में सब धुंधला हो जाता है, memories they erase. But if there are proper impressions, deep impressions, time is not a factor. मरते दम तक उसको याद रहेगा, उसको last moment तक उसको वो याद रहेगा. So memory is not getting obstructed by time. Memory is not getting obstructed by space. Jati we are not able to test with memory because we don't remember our past jatis. But in the same way, as certain kind of perceptions in the environment can generate a memory in me, Patanjali is telling, in the same way for you to understand that certain gunas in the environment can generate those vasanas in you. Because vasanas belong to many, many lives, you don't think that they are a part of your memory. But you definitely get vasanas which probably you have never felt in this life. Certain kind of vasanas, like even if a very small baby is born, it can search for milk and start sucking. Nobody teaches. This is a guna generating a vasana in the baby that it should search. Now, there has been experiment. You just leave it on the chest. Newborn baby also. It smells the mammary glands, milk, and it can crawl itself and start sucking after some time. We don't allow that to happen, but if you leave the baby crying, it will, newborn baby also, just leave it on the chest of the mother. वो घंटे भर में ढूंढ के बराबर दूध पीने लगेगा अपने आप. And of course, it readily manifests in other species. So where is that vasana coming from? It is many lives, many times milk has been sucked. Memories. And why that is happening in that moment? Because there is a guna which is attracting that vasana. And that vasana, when it comes, Patanjali says, jati is not an obstruction. In all many lives, whenever you have, in whichever body you have sucked milk, all the vasanas will come. Correct? A very small baby also, when the baby is feeding, you remove suddenly. Baby starts crying very loudly. Or you don't give. So, very, very small babies also show that annoyance, that anger. Nobody has taught them. If you ignore for a long time, they don't drink after that. So, there are many things which are generated by the vasanas. So, Patanjali, that's why Patanjali is telling that Smriti and Samskara have a similar nature. And they are not obstructed by Jati, Desh or Kal. Then, he tells, Tasanam Aditvam cha Ashish Nityatvat. Then one question comes, okay, how about when Earth was created for the first time? when nobody had any previous vasanas, first vasana. That kind of question comes now. So then Patanjali answers, please don't think about all that because it is anadi. The life, the flow of life is from anadi kalam. If you keep going back, you will not find a beginning. You will not be able to find a beginning. But just these vasanas are there. So, एको हम बहुश्याम, itara. No, that is, see, you have to understand one thing. In Bhagavad Gita 8th chapter, if you read, this Ekoham Bahusyam is one day of Brahma, which is considered as the 1,000 cycles of the Chatur Yugas. 1,000 cycles of the 4 Yugas is half day of the Brahma. Another 1,000 cycle of the 4 Yugas is another half day of the Brahma. Correct? So in the morning when Brahma awakes, Ekoham Bahusyam. And in the evening when he sleeps, everything is taken back. This is Pralaya. Pralaya. It is, so for 1,000 Chatur Yugas, nothing happens. Again it manifests. This is one day. But there is another version where he says that 1,000 years of Brahma is a kalpa. Those kalpas also rise and fall. That is, this is Pralaya, that is Mahapralaya. You understand? So, then Brahma also dies. So, therefore, we are in this present cycle of Chatur Yuga. And when Patanjali says Tasanam Aditvam, he is not talking about just half day of Brahma. He is talking about from the Kalpa, from the beginning that the cycle has started. And it is going on. So, you will not be able to find a beginning in that sense. You understand? They say that we are also created in the image of God. We also do the same thing, no? As soon as we wake up in the morning, the whole world manifests. In the night, we withdraw the whole world and sleep. Nothing remains. Mata amata bhavati. Mother is no more a mother. You are no more a student. You don't have a name. Nothingness. And morning again, you manifest. Night again, you withdraw. Same thing Brahma also does. Longer. So in that sense, 1,000 cycle of Chatur Yugas, yaar. Currently in the Kali Yuga itself, there are 240,000 years, and we are in the 66,000. 66,000 years are still remaining in Kali Yuga. 2,40,000 कुछ साल हैं, उसमें अभी 60,000 अभी भी बचा है. 66,000 are still remaining in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga still has to reach its peak. So around 10 lakh years का तो एक चतुर्युग का साइकिल होता है. उसके 1,000 साइकिल. फिर प्रलय होता है. स्मॉल प्रलय. So that's why Patanjali is telling Tasanam Anaditvam. It is beyond our cognition, our intellect. But this is clearly mentioned in Bhagavad Gita by Krishna. So we are like small bubbles of water that come on the surface of the sea. Puchuk karke it goes off. Huh? Sometimes, no, in the sunlight, you can see some things come, they shine for a time and then again go away. Just shine, go away, shine, go away. We are like that. Just a small bubble. This is how our lives happen. That's why sometimes we should look at the sky. See our huge problems in life. and the majestic sky. Where are they? What are we thinking so much about? So Patanjali says, Tasanam anaditvam. And he also says that this desire for life is eternal. Why Brahma also gets up on the who will answer? Desire for life is eternal. Just there. It's just there. Desire to manifest is eternal. Then Patanjali says, Hetu phal ashraya alambanehe sangrahitatvat tesham abhave tad abhavah. Person can ask, is it possible that I stop this flow of vasanas, jati, ayu and bhoga, not only for this pralaya cycle, but from the Mahapralaya also, can I come out? Can I come out from this Adi, Anadi flow? Patanjali says, yes. Patanjali says, yes. You can come out from the cycle, not only that, this Chaturyuga cycle or the day of the Brahma, that, okay, now I have developed Kaivalya in the daytime. So night I will sleep, and once again when the Brahma's day happen in the next Chaturyuga, I will be gone again. No. Patanjali's Kaivalya is a Kaivalya eternally. You are, time will not be able to touch you. So it is the Kaivalya from the Mahapralaya. Brahma will die, but you will not. So you have to understand the extent, the intensity or the gravity of this science what Patanjali has given. Understand? He says, even Brahma has a chitta. But here, once the Hetu is karma with klesha. Phala is jati, ayu and bhoga. Ashraya is the chitta itself. Alambana is what are the gunas that are drawing the samskaras in the chitta. So till these four things are there, they can gather together and keep manifesting this cycle. But if these four things are removed, which happens in Kaivalya Sthiti, Tesham abhave tad abhavah, then there is complete abhava of what? Complete abhava of the karma cycle itself. So, Ashukla, Akrishna. Karmas happened, and then after that so there comes a stage, where a yogi who is walking on the path of Kaivalya goes beyond Brahma. He gets into such depth of this creation that he in the beginning says Aham Brahmasmi, and after that he even leaves that. He crosses Brahma also. That is also gone, and he plays for a while with creation. After that he gets bored. What is this? It's a cycle repeats. Leaves that. He develops vairagya towards that also. So even Brahma is that way, somewhere stuck. Yogi crosses. Then Patanjali says, Atit Anagatam Swarupato. But you have to understand the difference between Brahma and Brahma. Brahma is inferior to Brahma. Brahma is an energy center, epicenter, governed, assigned certain duties. Brahma, when you say, you transcend the Brahma. Brahma transcends Brahma. Okay. Atit anagatam swarupato asti. So see here, oh sorry for the meaning, but the down the meaning is correct. Past and future swarupato exist. Asti, asti means in the present reality. Then advabhedat dharmana, in reality appearing to be different because of having different characteristics or forms. Because bhedat dharmanam, this is actually very subtle. What it tells is that in physics we know energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. ये पता है ना आपको? Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can transform from one form to another. Correct? That is what Patanjali. Now you tell me, $3,000 years ago, on this very land, there were Indus river, Indus Sanskriti, Vedic knowledge was given, people were chanting Vedas. Correct? Now, during that time, whatever that was manifested at this particular, in this planet, it had panchakoshas. There were certain bodies, there were certain energy, certain thinking processes. All of them can be called as one energy bundle. All of that can be called as one energy bundle. The smallest unit of that energy bundle we can say as gunas, which is a combination of matter, energy, as well as thought together. Guna, karma, bhaga. That is what we say as a smallest unit that consists of the smallest unit of matter, that is anu, paramanu, and in a subtler form, energy and certain thought processes. All of that can be called as guna. Now there were gunas there that manifested planet in that particular form. Now present, after 3,000 years here, gunas are there. Correct? And these gunas are manifesting themselves in a different form. Correct? But if you disintegrate the whole thing and gather all the gunas together and find out a single unit of energy, how much energy is there, we will say, okay, this is 1 lakh unit of gunas. Now also, if you do all that to the planet, how much will come? 1 lakh unit of. So कुछ loss नहीं. कुछ loss नहीं. 1 lakh unit of gunas were then also, now also. Only thing is it has changed in its form. Tad dharma bhed. धर्माणाम भेदः. उसका धर्म बदल गया, उसका पूरा कैरेक्टरिस्टिक बदल गया, लेकिन अतीत and in future, say 1 lakh years from now, these gunas will manifest in a very different way, but still the sum total will remain 1 lakh gunas only. Correct? No? So whether it is past, अतीत, अनागतम, future जो अभी तक आया भी नहीं है, वो present में है ना. Those gunas which were there in the past or what are going to happen in the future, they are there in the present. Only thing is dharma bhedat, their characteristics have changed. Correct? Swarupa to asti, in Swarupa it is there. When was the law of conservation of energy discovered by Newton? ये देखो 2000 साल पहले बोला है, लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ एनर्जी 2000 ईयर एगो बोला है. We say law of conservation of energy is discovered by Newton only, no? Few hundred years ago. E equal to mc square. वही बात है. हाँ?
Energy that I think he's talking about physical energy, like heat, sound, light. They are talking about.
No, it is not excluding physical. जब आप धर्मा नाम की बात करते हो, गुणों की बात करते हो, तो गुणास include physical, but Patanjali goes further deep. He says that it is not only about physical matter, it is about the Manomaya Kosha also, the law of conservation of energy works. Whatever thought that you are getting, it is not something exactly new. It is there in the nature, you catch it. Somebody has already thought or will think, or it is just changing the form, but the essence of it remains. Huh. Nothing is new. It is just changing its form, but fundamentally, the overall gunas are exactly the same as they were, and they are indestructible. They are anadi. Anadi काल से वो बस form change होता जा रहा है, but that is the same essence. So in that sense, nothing can be destroyed. No, you cannot destroy energy. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. एटम को भी आपने फोड़ दिया तो एनर्जी एनर्जी है. So in that sense also, if you think, you are a drop of energy. In this ocean of energy, you are a drop of energy. That way you can also not be created or destroyed. Only thing is, you are identifying yourself with the changing aspect of, you are identifying yourself with the dharma. You are not able to identify yourself with the swarupa. Patanjali says, swarupato asti. Swarupato, existence is always there. But dharma, the bheda. So there is a change or changing that is happening at the level of the characteristics. So if you go beyond gunas, you are indestructible. Actually, gunas are also indestructible. But our identification is with the changing aspect, the dharma. We are not able to identify ourselves with the unchanging aspect of the existence, the essence of existence. So further, Patanjali elaborates the same concept. Te vyakta sukshmaha gunatatmanaha. Te, that manifest, manifest or subtle. See, here he makes it clear. I am not only talking about the sukshma, I am talking about vyakta as well as sukshma. Whether वो manifest है या unmanifest है, पूरा actually a conglomeration जो है वो गुणों का ही है, and they are always in the present. Whether gunas are manifest or subtle, they are in essence composed of these gunas which always remain in existence. तुम्हारे सवाल का देखो, this is science is yet to discover. हम तो अभी सिर्फ व्यक्त की बात करके E इक्वल टू mc स्क्वायर बोलते हैं. पतंजलि बोलता है एक सूक्ष्म भी आगे आएगा, और उसका भी क्या होगा, जो सारे गुण होंगे वो वही लॉ फॉलो करेगा और वो अपने आत्म स्वरूप स्थिति में ही रहेगा. सच अमेजिंग. 400 BC बोलते, 2500 years ago. Then Patanjali says, Pariname ekatvat vastu tattvam. The characteristics of an object appear as a single unit to a yogi as they manifest uniformly from an underlying essence. देखो, योगी को सब एक ही दिखता है. जो योगी नहीं है उसको जो चेंजेस हो रहा है उसमें वो फंस जाता है. परिणाम एकत्वात्. वस्तुतः तत्वम, वस्तुतः तत्व में एक ही है, बस वो चेंज और कैरेक्टरिस्टिक जो है वो उसके बदलते जा रहे हैं, पर तत्व में क्या है, इसको बोलते हैं तत्व ज्ञान। व्हेन कृष्णा टेल्स श्रद्धावानम लभते ज्ञानम, ज्ञानी श्रद्धावानम लभते ज्ञानम तत्परः संयतेन्द्रियः, ज्ञानम लब्ध्वा पराम शांतिम अचिरेणाधिगच्छ। जब उसको ये शांति मिल जाती, अरे भाई कुछ नहीं खोया, यू हैव नॉट लॉस्ट एनीथिंग, you have not gained anything also, you are not going to get separated from your loved ones ever, you are always one. In the same way, you cannot attach yourself also with anything. There is no detachment, there is no attachment, there is no separation, there is no meeting also. In essence, whatever that you have lost is here only. You are one and complete. It gives such peace that I am complete. Whatever I have lost has not been lost. It's here. It is my very Swarupa, and I cannot lose it also at any point of time. So, pariname ekatvat vastutah tattvam. Tadvidhi pranipatena परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम ज्ञानिनः तत्वदर्शिनः. Those who are jnanis, they are tattvadarshi. What is the difference between a tattvadarshi, jnani, and a person who simply knows the information? See, now all of you know this information, E equal to mc square hai. Everything is energy, same energy is not getting created or destroyed. You also know this information. So how does a jnani or a tattvadarshi know it differently? What do you think? Realized it. By realized it, what do you mean? What is that state of? Atma Darshana.
Right now, the experience is that state of the experience.
See, on the path of jnana, how it grows, it goes by Shravana. First you listen. All of us listen. Shravana. But Shravana has to happen. Shravana is not listening. Can anybody tell me the difference between hearing and listening? Means Shravana and what you can say, your ears touching the sound. That is one aspect. But Shravana means what? Attentively listening means what?
Information by the sound that is coming, that you can create proper information or a signal of your mind. Leading to another specific thought. That is, we can not just about sound, and
Dr. Rama says Shravana is processing what we hear. You are telling that whatever sound that comes, it is perceived and then it is processed or connected to a higher thought. In the path of Jnana Yoga, Shravana doesn't mean that. What does Shravana mean? Shravana means what? So in Shravana, one very important aspect is before Shravana, Prashna comes. Shravana cannot happen without a Prashna. If there is no Prashna, there can be no Shravana. See, you have to understand. If there is no Prashna, no matter how many times you hear, you will not hear it. If there is no question inside you, no matter how many times you hear, you will not hear it. आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवत् वदति तथैव चान्यः आश्चर्यवच्चैनम् अन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेद न चैव कश्चित् सुनने के बाद भी किसी को before Shravana, Prashna, all Vedas, Prashna Upanishad have come up from a question. And it is not a simple just question like a question. It is a question of life and death, burning, burning, burning with a question. Then that intensity, like a fish would die without water. That is how Shravana happens. If I don't hear, I am going to die. This is when Swami Vivekananda was asking everybody, have you seen God? You remember, right? He came to know in Kolkata that there is a yogi who has come and Ganges was in full flood. He couldn't miss that. Probably he will answer me. He jumped. रिवर में फ्लड आया हुआ था, विवेकानंद जंप किया, स्विम करके दूसरी तरफ गया. योगी was walking. He ran behind. Finally reached. Wet. Have you seen God? Then, after asking this question, what is happening to Swami Vivekananda? His eyes are completely intense. His whole astitva, his ears, everything he just wants to. He's created a vacuum. Breathless. He's dying. He wants that seed. He has put a question, have you seen God? With his intensity, the yogi himself got little. Okay, sit, we will. सिट विविल होने के लिए उसका क्वेश्चन ही उसको पता है ना, जवाब ऐसे नहीं. सिट विविल वाला हिसाब नहीं. नमस्कारम करके वापस. Without prashna, no Shravana. And when Shravana happens, there is no inner chatter, there is no processing. This is much earlier stage. There is just a pure vacuum. जब तक इनर चैटर चल रहा है तब तक तो प्रश्न भी ढंग से बना नहीं. ये पूरी the whole inner chatter stops, then the prashna comes. In fact, that prashna makes all the chatter go away whenever that prashna comes. There is no further processing, appa. There is only a dead, breathless vacuum.
Just before starting yoga, first time when they want to.
No, that those moments of awe or innocence which a child has, curiosity, is not Shravana. Shravana is very much intense. In Prashnopanishad, 6 disciples from different regions come to Pippalaga. They have prashnas. 1 साल तो उनको ऐसे काम कराया, उसने उसको जवाब ही नहीं दिया कुछ. You come to me with a prashna. I'll tell you, work in my department for 1 year. Will you work? Free. सब छोड़ छाड़ के एक प्रश्न का जवाब पाने के लिए. Will you do that? Who will do that? It is not that Yogi Pippalada was arrogant that he did not want to answer. He understood that prashna still needs more fire. What I am going to answer is going to transform you only when you are ready to take it, no? So he understood that the surface on which I am going to put my answer is still not ready. Kahin bhi, anywhere in the Vedas, just by asking answers were never given. Tad vidhi pranipatena, pranipata, pariprashna, sevaya. सेवा करो, प्रश्न करो, आदर से. Then the Tattvadarshi feels that, okay, what I am going to give is not going to be a waste. A mental, intellectual, superficial jargon. Then he gives. नहीं तो बहुत सारे लोग ज्ञान विलास, बड़े बड़े डिस्कशन करने में उनको मजा आता है, उनके लाइफ में घंटा फर्क नहीं पड़ता. सो श्रवणा, जब प्रश्न होता है तो सिर्फ सुना जाता, अंदर से चैटर नहीं किया जाता, क्योंकि आपका चैटर इतना अमूल्य चीज आपसे मिस हो जाएगा ना. आपको वैल्यू ही नहीं है. सबसे पहली बात है कि हाउ मच वैल्यू डू यू हैव फॉर योर प्रश्न. तो ड्यूरिंग श्रवणा देयर इज nothingness, complete nothingness. In nothingness only Shravana happens. There is a prashna followed by nothingness. One clearly accepts and understands with complete humility that one doesn't know. सबसे पहले तो ये मानो कि मुझे पता नहीं. And you also do not approach another person to check his knowledge. You really want to know. You really want to know. Shravana. After that Shravana happens, then there is manana. Okay. Now I wanted to know something, you have answered it. When Vivekananda asked this question to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, have you seen God? He is double intense than him. You want to know? Then Vivekananda got shaken up. He is not answering yes or no. You want to know? Then manana happens. He is excited also. You want to know? तुमको जानना. Then the process of manana begins. When you really meet a Tattvadarshi, your mananam begins. That transforms you. Your jati changes. Jati antar parinama happens. An adolescent college boy who was smoking, just one question made him Swami Vivekananda, a youth icon for the whole nation, and he became timeless. He became timeless by one question. Therefore, in contrast to all other schools of learnings, this particular school of Vedic knowledge encourages questioning. And it wants you to ask very deep Very, very fundamental questions. You should not feel ashamed. You should ask very, very fundamental questions. Sometimes questions are so simple, but we don't ask. एप्पल नीचे क्यों गिरता है? हमेशा एप्पल नीचे गिरते थे, पर न्यूटन ने पूछा. ऐसे ही there are phenomena happening around us, but that questioning attitude which makes this Bharatiya Sanskriti the Sanskriti that it is, we have lost. Do we really want to know anything? Sometimes you should isolate yourself. You should just question deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Question करना चाहिए. एक सवाल पे लाना चाहिए. You should come up with a question. A real question that matters for you. Even if you were alone on this planet, you would have asked this question. Not to prove anything to anybody. I want to ask. I want to know. Next week assignment. All of you will WhatsApp me your question. One question. Before next Wednesday class, separately WhatsApp me your question. Is it okay? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
People online also.
Yes.